Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tea Time. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Isa.
And in this episode, we decided to ask people what their happiest or funniest memory was.
We had so much fun making this episode. Our interviewees gave us very interesting stories, to say the least. Without further ado, we interviewed Leo, who told us a bit about his high school life.
What is your happiest or funniest memory?
Alright, so my happiest was when I graduated.
Really?
My happiest when I graduated because even though my 4 years in high school actually went pretty fast, but like it was still a good memory. Like spending with all my friends, just like taking pictures with my friends and stuff. But funniest, funniest. I don't think I have really a funniest moment.
I mean, you could talk about anything with the family.
I really could, but like playing Wii with my cousins and stuff. Probably, maybe. Could be just playing Mario Super Sluggers. I think it's called. I swear I could make all the homeworks and stuff. Or still that. But yeah, for sure, graduation was my best moment for sure.
Okay.
All my friends and stuff.
I'm assuming now you're like, with all of this going on, you're glad that you graduated at the time you did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So talking about college or you talking about high school?
High school. I'm assuming you were talking about graduating high school.
Yeah, high school. Yeah. Well, so high school was 2 years ago, 2018.
Oh yeah.
But I already got my associates now for college. So like the only thing is I hate transition to a different college during the quarantine because I have to do it all online. It might be difficult, and like all the assignments, virtual meetings online. It may be kind of tough, but it is what it is.
But so you're transferring to FIU now, right?
Yeah, correct.
So when all of this is over, are you going to be doing classes at the campus?
Yeah. So this semester, the G's already confirmed that this semester, this summer, is gonna be online. But then starting fall, which is in October, October, it's gonna be like half and half. So like some classes gonna be based on schedule. So some classes are either gonna be on campus and others gonna be online. So I picked 4 classes for my fall semester. So 2 of them is actually online and the other 2 are campus. But at least I'm able actually to go to the campus. Which is the whole point of me going to FIU because FIU is like a bigger school, like it's like a little inner city inside the school. So like that's the whole point of me going.
What drew you to go to FIU?
Well, it's actually a school I actually been wanting to go to for a while.
Really?
Because like maybe these are community college. So like I compared it to high school. It was like when I go, it was very like the teacher it was like easy. So FIU I feel like it's actually university.
Yeah,
so,
it's like a college experience.
So I was actually told there's a barbershop in school, there's like a groceries, there's like a Publix, there's like a Barnes and Noble there. So like, it's like a city. It's like downtown, but just like a college. It's like
it's like
5 blocks.
It's like its own city.
So I've actually been curious just to actually experience the whole college experience.
Oh.
That's why I hate the quarantine because like I don't get to actually. I'm doing school, of course, but like I don't get to actually be there.
You're like dying for all of this to be over so you can.
Absolutely.
Are you gonna go to the dorms or are you gonna stay with
My house.
Your house?
My house is like 12 minutes away.
Yeah.
It's cheaper just to stay in my house.
Yeah. My tia lives right by there, so.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And that whole like, not really town, but like that whole neighborhood, everyone's like, the moment FIU gives them enough money, they're gonna sell out and make it a college town.
It already is.
It already is. Which is but it's gonna expand.
Yeah, because it's by the fair. Well, it's the same time every park.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like you have the FIU, so you have like all the little stores, you have the library, you have all this and that.
Yeah.
And then you have time every park, so you can go to like all the games, you can like play soccer with your boys and stuff. So like, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I want to experience that. Like I said again, I hate the quarantine because of that.
You hate the quarantine.
Can't wait it's over.
You can't. Okay. Like, do you want to come in to say hi? That was my mom. Sorry. I'm trying to think what else. You already said graduation was like your happiest. What was like a very memorable part of it?
Grad bash.
Grad bash?
So like I was really close to like 6 people. It was actually 5 hours to 6 persons, so it was a group of 6. It was like kind of like my squad in a way. So graduation came by. So it's what's it called? And it's a venture. Most of those people, I think I was the only person actually been to that park before. So it was actually like a new experience for them. So I was like, we're not leaving this park until you ride the hook, for example.
Oh my god.
So like most of the thing, they didn't know what was happening. They didn't know what to do. This and that. So I had to actually guide them. So I felt like a professor, just like, but I love the, I
Like
love
a
that
tour
part.
guide.
It's like a tour guide, yeah. But like
wow.
it was worth it because like the thing is, the whole story is that the bus going there was really bad.
Really?
We sat in the back. The whole point of us sat in the back is to mess around with all like the professors there. They just mess around.
Yeah.
I'm like childish. Oh, I kind of still am, but you know. But the bus in the back, there's no air conditioning, so we were just like sweating.
Oh no.
I shaved the day before, so then like all my face was all like burning because like the heat. My friend that sat next to me was like knocked out, and it's actually a cockroach in the side. I was like, it was terrible.
Yikes.
So we got to the park. We had to wait 2 hours just to be able to enter because Grab Bash is from 7 to 2.
Yeah.
So like before 7, it's just like, for example, us, we want to go now. But then when Grab Bash comes, everyone leaves, and then all the people are like Grab Bash. There's only the people in Grab Bash,
Yeah.
in the actual event.
It's like
It's like a bunch of high schools. It's like my high school, which is in Kendall. There's a high school in Orlando. There's
Yeah.
a bunch in Tampa and stuff like that.
it's like your adventure for 8th grade, but high school.
But just high school and more people, and like, yeah, of course. So
Yeah.
then when we got there, when you were there for like 2 hours just waiting, my friends were like, "Oh my god, this seriously be bad." I'm like, "How's it be bad? Like just because the bus ride is bad doesn't mean the actual parking be bad." So that I convinced them, it's like, "Okay, let's go." I'm like, "Oh, of course you have to go because regardless, you have to be forced to go because you already went to the bus trip in the first
Yeah.
place."
Well, yeah.
Which is kind of weird, but I don't know. They loved it. I remember at the end when I came back, we came back like, so we left at 2, so we came back to Miami at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to the house like a 7. I remember going there. We like all fell asleep because I was super tired. And the first thing I got when I woke up, a bunch of messages from all my friends. It's like, "Oh, like, I really appreciate you helping me out for all the trip. Like, I'm really glad like you like made it so nice for us. Like, I can't wait for us to go again." So we've been planning from that. Well, not now because of the quarantine, but like we've been planning to go back and stuff. So we've been
So
planning
you
to
guys
go
are
to
still
ATV.
friends?
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. Like, she didn't experience Grad Venture because she was
No, I
with
didn't.
friends.
Oh.
I did, and it was really fun. And I get that sense of, you know, being with your friends and just being in a really fun, like, atmosphere.
Mm.
And just, you know, having fun and, like, just living it up, I guess.
That's what I feel bad for the people graduating this year
Yeah, they couldn't go.
because they
they
had no
still-
grad
yeah.
bash. They had no prom. They had no graduation. Well, they had the graduation, but it's not like how it is.
Depending on the school as well. Because
Depending
our
on the
school
school as
had,
Yeah.
Our
of
school
course.
had an epic graduation.
yeah, like, at our performing arts center, they bought, like, a big screen.
So your graduation was before all the quarantine stuff.
No, it was during quarantine, but they put up a big screen.
Okay.
It was like a drive-in, kind of.
Oh.
And then, like, their kid would, like, walk up. They would have their picture on the big screen to know who's
Yeah.
walking across. And then, like, they would walk, get in the car, stay if they wanted. Yeah, there's stuff on like, the Instagram.
Because most of graduation is more like the birthday stuff. Like the cars
a
will
little
pass by.
caravan,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, let's take a
Yeah.
picture with the principal with the mask on. That's.
Yeah. No, like, they
I'm
got
glad.
on stage with their robes and everything.
I'm glad I was able to graduate like fine before all this. Like, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Because like it's like a whole it's a whole memory just like gone.
Yeah.
Because like the
Yeah,
first thing I think
mistake.
about Orlando is the grad bash. So I'm like, imagine not having that moment.
Yeah, when I think of Orlando, I think of Grad Venture. And, like, competition, because I go there.
Because honestly, my opinion, the best park. So you can't spend it with your friends and stuff. So like, it'll just
It's just, like...
I feel bad. I've actually had to talk about like a lot of my friends like saying, "Oh, like just it's gonna be fine. Like it's gonna go fast. Like don't worry about it. Just like stay in contact with your friends so you guys could go to grab bass. Well, have your version of grab bass later on.
Yeah.
Just like so they don't lose like hope in a way because
Yeah.
I feel really bad.
Yeah, because I never thought... It's like a... That would actually be a good way to have, like, kind of like a reunion. Like,
Yeah, like
later
going
on.
back
'Cause of
after
the-
too.
to, like, the experiences
That's a
they
really good point.
missed.
I didn't have to go to that. It's a really good point.
It's
a really
like
good point.
it's a reunion in a sense where they would reunite with everyone and have the moments that they missed. Which,
And
I don't know if
Universal's
anyone's
already
planning
open.
that.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. The mask. I actually went to grab to Busch Gardens the other day. Well, last week.
Really?
The mask on the whole time. It was bad. Well, like no, like the mask like in the park was like walking.
Yeah.
You have to have the
Yeah,
mask
it's so
on until like
hot.
they expect you to have the mask on while the ride. So imagine you just going to Cheetah, super super high and going
Like-
down with the mask on. I'm like, nah, I couldn't. So I'll try it just like see how it is, and like the mask would just like fly, like go out there like all the time. It would like fly. It was like it would pretty much like fly over. I just couldn't. I was like, nah, I have to put it in my pocket or something.
Yeah, because it's usually like no loose articles, but then when you put on the mask, it's gonna fly off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then when you arrive back to like when you get out the ride,
You have to like
I
put
just
it back
like
on.
super quick just put the mask on.
Like I had it on the whole
yeah,
time, I promise.
because they'll argue. my friends would take it off. The twins.
Yeah.
They like take it off and just ride and they just walk around the park and the park like security or whatever. He's like, oh, where's your mask on? Put the damn mask. This and that. Like, damn.
Like, put on your mask.
Yeah, put your mask. Like, all like, he's like, oh my god, the mask doesn't do anything. Like, yeah, just put. I'll tell him, hey man, just put it. Don't argue. There's no point.
Yeah, I mean.
You see everyone doing it, so why can't you do it? So like,
yeah, I get it.
it's yeah.
Man, quarantine is really just everything is out of whack.
But everything's starting to
some
open
things-
back up again and stuff.
Yeah,
No,
that's a good
yeah.
thing. So it's not like the very beginning that it was like all like closed and like
Yeah.
stuck at home all the time.
Yeah. Next up, we interviewed someone who wasn't comfortable using their name. So for the purposes of this podcast, we've called them Bob.
What is your happiest or funniest memory?
Happiest is probably we got this GameCube and we had Smash Melee on it, and my dad was making delicious strawberry shortcakes, and it was just all four of us playing, me, my dad, my brother, and mother. It was just all of us playing Smash Melee, destroying each other, eating strawberry shortcakes. It was so nice.
How old were you?
Oh, wow, good question. Maybe 13. It was a while ago, like really long.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Is it like an original GameCube or was it?
It's like a delicious GameCube, yes. Originals.
Damn, because like I wouldn't think TVs now would like have the input for that. So like
Apparently they
okay.
do. Big brain.
Is there a memory or like just something that happened in your life that you just was like really funny or just really memorable within like either you and your family or you and your friends?
There's one I think is really funny, but I don't think you guys would get it. So me and Puffle were hanging out, and we were playing this game together called Ark Survival Evolved. He kept using this weird Chinese accent like the entire time. And I don't know why it cracked me up so much, but we were being killed by like these gigantic bugs, and he's like, "Cue the fries!" And I don't know why I thought that was so funny. But oh my god, I'll never forget that. It was amazing. Oh, and there's this one time. Okay, listen, stinky Fortnite. I know we were playing that at one point to just troll, and we're using these funny little kid voices and acting like we don't know how to play the game. As soon as we jump out of the bus, we go straight into the ocean. And this guy's like, in an exact Hank Hill voice, he's like, "Are you guys still in the water?" And me and Bubble just died. Oh my god. Jesus, that was so funny.
That's hilarious, because one time I remember him telling me that he would never play Fortnite.
It was a long time ago.
I'm surprised he even opened Fortnite. Like,
oh yeah, after this, we need to go make fun of him.
No,
I'm
for
gonna,
sure.
don't worry.
Yeah.
No, the way I met Puffle was because of her. Common theme I've noticed within these stories is video games. Has video games been like a big part of your life?
For sure. Lots of video gaming. I think the first one I got into was probably Left 4 Dead. Because my parents played it all the time and I was like, "Yo, let me get that." I was horrid at it. And they would be doing expert and still failing, even though they were amazing. And I'm here like, "How do you do this? I'm in easy and I still can't."
You're like, "I'm in beginner."
I'm in peaceful.
It's like in Minecraft.
There's no zombies and I'm losing.
Oh god, that's really funny. Is there a specific video game that you would say has like, I guess, made an impact on your life?
Minecraft.
Thank you so much for saying that.
We stand Minecraft in this.
I was just playing
yeah.
Minecraft. Before this Zoom, I was playing Minecraft with my cousin, and she kept beating me up. And you could ask Issa, I was screaming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It was like the good type of screaming, but like,
Yeah.
When you go in creative mode.
Do you think that you would bring your love of video games into like a future career or something?
Ooh, yeah. I want to do something related to art or gaming in a way. But if I can't do that, I mean, I'll still have video games in my life.
You're like, if that doesn't work out, I'll just cry, but it's okay.
I'll work at McDonald's and play on break.
Our last interview was with Sophie, who told us her proudest accomplishment and also what it's really like to be under anesthesia. So, what is your happiest or funniest memory?
My happiest or funniest moment, I believe, was in high school, my senior year. So, my high school career was often very stressful, and I do remember having a difficult time trying to fit in and just trying to learn the ropes and create a helpful environment for me to grow and prosper. So my senior year, I ended up being voted into a superlative. So that to me was my happiest moment. And yeah, that's about it. It was a complete shock.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So, what exactly does being a superlative entail?
So being a superlative is being sort of I believe it's being an example to other students and to your same friendly community. So I was voted unsung hero, which is basically somebody whose actions go unnoticed. So I believe that superlative to me meant that the kindness and the image that I portrayed and the person that I became in the 4 years of high school kind of followed through with the image that people had of myself, which was very humbling. So that's what superlative means to me.
That's awesome. Congrats. How about funniest moment? If you had to pick all-time funniest moment, what would you say it was?
All-time funniest moment would definitely be, now that I'm thinking about it, when I got my wisdom teeth removed. I was I was under anesthesia. I don't remember anything, but I was super duped out, and I ended up talking about space, and I was crying and laughing, and then by the next week, all of my friends had my videos, and it was a disaster looking back, but it was hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
I remember when you got your wisdom teeth taken out. My mom had told me about it.
No, I was talking about being in outer space, and my dog, I treated her like a space dog. I was moonwalking out of the office. No, it was an experience, to say the least.
Oh my goodness. Wait, so did one of your parents record you, or did you record yourself?
Okay, so my dad recorded the whole thing. Victor was in summer school, and on my way home, I ended up stealing a phone and recording myself for 25 minutes straight, just because, and I don't remember anything. I remember waking up on the couch, eating a Wendy's Frosty, and no idea that it had happened.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's one of my fears, low-key. I worry that if I go under anesthesia, I'm gonna say something crazy, and then people are gonna think I'm literally insane. And I just don't like not being in control of my body. So it's if I can hold back on surgeries and stuff like that.
No, I'm curious as to what I would say. I would that sounds fun just hearing looking back.
That's the difference between us two.
I would have never talked about space or anything. I don't want to be an astronaut. I have nothing to do with space and stars. I'm not into astrology, but I've heard that the doctors or whoever talks to you right before you fall asleep kind of dictates what you end up talking about. So my doctor was before we knock you out, don't worry about it. You're going to be in another dimension. And then I woke up talking about interstellar travel.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah. How long were you like that?
I was like that for about till they took out my gauze and finished wrapping me up. So that was about 30, and then 30 minutes there. It was about 40 minutes from there to my house, so about an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah.
Where you're just talking about space and feeling all loopy?
Yeah, and I was touching my face and crying about space rocks, and I was crying and laughing about people not wearing astronaut suits, and yeah, no, that was just an experience.
Oh goodness.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Everybody laughed.
I did not think anesthesia could last that long.
And I don't remember, and I have videos of it, of me with my dog, and me pulling on my dog and examining her because she was a space dog, and I was crying, and I walked to the couch, knocked out for about an hour, woke up, and I had no idea what had happened.
Wait, so, sorry, random, but you thought your dog wasn't, like, from Earth?
No, I didn't. No.
You thought it was, like, an alien dog?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's so, like, not, it's kind of funny. Like, it's kind of crazy how, like, medicine can mess with the mind like that. Oh! Sorry, my parents. They scared me too because they just came in. I'm sorry about that. It's crazy how medicine can, like, mess with your mind and just make you, like, not think certain things, but just act a certain way. It's kind of like...
Yeah, I mean, my personality followed through. Like, you could see the way I act with different people or interact or joke around. But it was just, I had no idea what I was talking about. And it's just insane how that works. But it was the funniest moment for sure.
That is really crazy.
And the fact that it was like one of the last things he said.
Like the dimensions. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I walked out of the office like moonwalking and like squatting.
Oh.
And then my family was laughing, and then I would be driving home and I saw like all the people walking by, and I was laughing and crying, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna die, they have no oxygen, like, yeah. And I had no recollection, and I saw it and I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
How did Victor react when he saw that?
This was the last year when he did, I think, CCNN with you. So he got home pretty late. And then he ended up seeing me on the couch, like, knocked out. And then my dad started showing him videos. And he was just laughing and crying and, like, just hysterically. And that was going everywhere. He sent it to a ton of friends, my aunts, my grandparents. And then everybody had those videos. And it was a series of, like, 10 videos of me just blabbering on and on. Victor was just laughing, and he had no idea. And he was a little bit surprised, I think, that I was talking about space as much as I was, because I've never had an interest in anything outside of this dimension. So it was just, yeah.
So you literally thought the whole world around you was like another planet.
Yes, I do.
That is so cool. Like, it's cool, scary, but like interesting, because it's like those pranks where they like tell the person under like the anesthesia like the zombie apocalypse is going on. Have you guys seen those?
Yes.
No.
And they start crying and
Look it up. Like, the thing they'll do is that they'll tell the person under the anesthesia, we need to hurry, like, the zombies are coming, and they're like, the what? The zombies? And they're, like, crying, and, like, you know, or, like, they just react in a certain way, either, like going along with the plan, crying because it's the end of the world, or, like, anything within that spectrum of it's the apocalypse. Like,
The poor
it's
people.
crazy. Because, and they're more, prone to believing it, because they're not
anesthesia.
thinking, like, logically, I guess you could say.
yeah. I was in a state where I was very manipulated. Like, my dad would talk about getting me ice cream, and then I would cry, or I would laugh, or I would just get in the car, and then they would tell me things, and I'd be, like, agreeing, or crying, or just laughing. Like, it was just an emotional roller coaster, to say the least.
Yeah. When someone's under anesthesia, it's a lot easier to get them to, like, do things, I guess you could say. Like, not like do things, but easier for them to agree to things, or like they just don't think properly, so they just go like, they're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's kind of like it's like the phrase you only live once as a gas inside your body for like an hour and something.
I believe so, and I think, like, my brother's gone under the knife, and he's been giggly, but he's never, like, I didn't hallucinate, but just go out into these whole different experiences. I think different scenarios and different ages have different reactions to the amount of anesthesia. Plus, they make you count down from 10, and then I can go out faster or slower depending on your weight and your size. And I think for everybody, it's just different.
I love how most of this interview we've been talking about, like, anesthesia, when, like, literally at the beginning she was like, I was a superlative! Like, I feel like we should circle back to that. Like, when you found out that you were chosen as a superlative for, St. Agatha, right? St. Brendan. That's what it was. For St. Brendan, do you feel like because you got that title, you want to incorporate it more in your adult life?
That's a good question, and I believe subconsciously I feel like I do want to. It's more, I believe it's kind of like, it's proof that I've implemented it already when I was growing up. When I was a freshman and people started considering me, and then by senior year, they all thought about me for the actual title. So I believe for Unsung Hero, my dedication, my kindness, those are different attributes which I believe are already part of my own personality. So yes, I would definitely want to like incorporate that in my adult life and my career eventually.
You said you would incorporate it in your career. What kind of career were you thinking of?
I'm very interested in medicine, so I would love to be a doctor. So when I was younger, I really liked pediatric oncology, which is kids with cancer. But as I'm growing older and I've started to learn more about myself and what I'm interested in, I'm very drawn to like makeup and skincare. So I'm very interested in dermatology now.
Oh, wow.
And I'd hope once I'm a dermatologist, I could open my own practice and eventually have my own like makeup line or skincare line. So that's what I would want to do in my career.
That's
That
amazing.
sounds cool.
Yeah, I've struggled a lot with like acne, or I've struggled a lot with how stress affects my skin, and I think that's very important to learn about and to help other people understand. And we've had family with bouts of skin cancer, so for me that's very interesting in the way that doctors can actually cure not only the interior but the physical aspect of your body. So that to me is very interesting.
Mhm.
That is cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't exactly hear a lot of people say they want to go into dermatology. I've only known one other person that wanted to go into dermatology, and I don't even know if they still want to do that. So you're like the second person I've heard that from.
I think a lot of people are very focused on the interior, and obviously that's extremely important. Your not only your physical like inside, but your mental health, so psychology and psychiatrics. But I also think that like when you have good skin or you feel more confident, you help both your inner and outside, like and how you feel and your self-esteem, and that's all interconnected. So I feel like dermatology is a great way to like improve the mentality of others and to just feel good about yourself.
That's awesome.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I've never heard anybody
Yeah.
look at it that way.
You're like you have like everything figured out. I love that.
I mean, honestly, with the experience I've had with stress, I mean, stress has been a very negative factor and unfortunately becomes very prominent once you hit high school and you see the amount of time it dedicates to your school and to your social life, and you're trying to like balance all of that. So I think the mentality I kind of have is like, you have to try and your best and be dedicated to your studies, and you gotta just let things go as they are. I might say now that I want to be into dermatology, but maybe one day I switch. But I believe you should know your limits and know where you can push yourself and know that you can achieve anything you put your mind to. So that's my goal as of right now, but I know that if it's meant to change, it will, and I'm ready for it regardless. I mean, you know your worth and you know what matters to you, so I think it's important to like leave it to fate and just try your best at what you think is right for you and see if you enjoy that.
So now that we've gotten all those interviews out of the way, Issa, what is your happiest or funniest moment?
Okay, my funniest moment. It actually happened relatively recently. So, I was sitting on the couch in my like family room, and I was just drawing because, I was on Zoom for a long time, so I just wanted to relax after a while. So, I did that. And then I'm wearing like a blanket because it's really cold in that room, and I didn't really feel like wearing a sweater. So, I'm wearing a blanket, but then I have this weird like crawling feeling on my leg. And I'm like, am I imagining things, or is something like crawling on my leg? Yeah. No, yeah. And like, wasn't funny yesterday. It was a little funny afterward, but and then, you know, I go, okay, maybe it's just like a hair or something that's just like, you know, there, and it just feels weird. So I go to like, I reach into the blanket and like go to like wipe off the hair or like grab it. And then I feel something like fall. And that's when I freak out. I yank the blanket off me. Okay. So I yank the blanket off me. I'm like, what is crawling on my leg? I am not about to... I don't want to know what it is. But then I yank it off, and then I'm looking like all over the couch. Not to mention the couch is brown, so it's 10 times harder. And it's
That's
already
amazing.
nighttime. Yeah, it's already nighttime, so the room's darker. The couch is dark, so the room is dark. And it's hard to see because I don't have my glasses. So, yeah, we love being blind. Anyways.
Being blind's the best.
I'm like... I'm looking at the couch, right? And then I see a little salamander. And I launch myself off the couch.
That's
and I'm
so
like,
cute, though. I thought it was going to
The
be like
thing
a
is-
spider.
No. The thing is, I'm fine with salamanders. Just not as long as they're not on me. Like, they could be crawling all over my room and I could be like, sup, bud? Just don't get near me. Like, I don't want you on my person. And no, and the worst part is that it was on my, like, laptop case. Because I put my laptop case on the couch so I could just, like, put my laptop in there. And when I need it, I just pull it out and, like, use it. And, you know, it was on there and I was like,
Bye-bye, laptop.
no. I was like, well, time to buy a whole new computer. No, I'm joking. But then my parents saw me like launch myself off the couch because they were sitting in the like family room with me, and they were like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "There was a salamander that crawled on me. Get it, Dad?" And then you know he was like, "That's it," and I was like,
Wait.
I was like, you do not know the emotions that went through my like head. Get the salamander so I have peace of mind. No, and then throughout the rest of like the time I was sitting there, I kept feeling like something was crawling on me, and I was like, ugh. But yeah, that was probably my most recent funniest memory.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, not my thing. Well, what about you?
Well, my funniest, I think recently, was probably in September, around there. I went over to my friend's house, and it was her birthday. I went over to her house, and we were just chilling, whatever, and then we decided to play hide and seek, because we are children like that. And we were just chilling playing hide and seek, and then Mel's like, my friend was like, oh, don't hide here, don't hide here, don't hide here. I'm like, okay. Because I guess she didn't want us messing those places up or whatever. And, so then she's taking us around the house, showing us what not to go into, and then I find the perfect hiding place. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna hide there. So, whatever, my other friend starts counting, because it was a group of 5, I think 5 of us were there. No, 4, it was 4 of us. 4 of us were there, and we were about to play. So, my friend starts counting, and I go to my hiding place. But I have some moves to move some stuff around so I can be able to, like, hide there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, she finishes counting, my friend, and I still wasn't in the hiding place. So I try to shove myself there as fast as I could. But then I got stuck.
You're serious?
I got stuck, yeah. No
gosh.
surprise, I was the first one she found because I was in the bathroom under the sink. In the cabinet under the sink. And I had one leg that was stuck on the top of the cabinet and my foot was sticking out of the cabinet because I didn't have time to fully shove myself in there. If I would have had time, I would have fit. But my leg was there and I got it stuck on the top. And then
Yeah.
my friend was like, hold up, guys, I found Sophie, but she's stuck. So the rest of them, it was like three other people, they were crowding around me. And they were taking video of me stuck in the cabinet.
Yo, oh my god. I can't. You know what? That's a vibe.
Or last year.
I would do that. I would.
Hey, it looked like I fit, and I would have if I had time to move the stuff more. I didn't take anything out. I just moved it to the side because I didn't want to break anything.
Next
But
time
my
we hang
entire
out,
body
we're
was in
playing
the
hide and
cabinet.
seek.
Next time I go over to your house or you come over to my house, we should play hide and seek.
But
I'll hide
house
under the
is-
sink.
Please don't. I'm gonna be like, we wanted to play hide and seek, but she was the one that hid under the sink. I'm sorry, Sophie's mom.
My mom would be
man.
like, it's okay, this is normal.
You'd probably try to, like, if I were it, you'd be like, time to get away and use your unicycle. Like, not even.
Your getaway vehicle, my unicycle.
Your getaway vehicle. Yeah, it's your unicycle.
I was
Oh my
riding my
God.
unicycle yesterday, actually.
Do you know how to ride it now?
More or less. Not
Are
fully.
you still using the walls?
Yes.
I
Less so
still
now.
can't believe you bought that.
Okay, I had an Amazon gift card.
No, now that's an interesting story if you want to tell it.
I got an Amazon gift card for Christmas, so I bought a unicycle. That's pretty much the end of the story.
That is true. But didn't you ask us? You were like, should I do it? No, you sent me the screenshot of the purchase, and I was like, please tell me you're joking.
Oh, because I had been telling you for a few days that I wanted to get a unicycle. And
yeah,
then when
and I was
actually
like, that's
got
so
it,
funny,
everybody was
Sophie.
like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
nobody
oh my
thought
God,
it was
you're so funny,
serious.
Sophie. Whatever. And then I see her send the screenshot of the purchase, and I'm like, this is fake, right? And then you're like, no.
no.
I bought a unicycle. I was like, oh my God. I remember one of the first times, I think it was like the day we recorded for Tea Time, like one of our first few episodes. That was when you first showed me, that was when I first
My
went to your house
unicycle.
and you first showed me how to use it. And I was like,
Yeah. Next time you should ride it with me.
see, that's funny. I kind of like having not broken limbs. So, yeah.
You know, I've only had one person ever agree to write it.
Okay, we should probably wrap this episode up.
Alright, anyways, thank you guys for listening to another episode of Tea Time. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Issa.
See you next time.
Signing off. Well, close enough. Bye.
More or less. Bye.